Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the CWR podcast with your host, JKD, with my co-host.
The DOC, LOVE, Dr. Love, and we thank you for tuning into the CWR podcast,
As we
where
talk,
we're doing the good, the bad, and what the what.
as
First
also,
of all, we would like to tell you to subscribe,
yep,
hit those notifications,
yep,
and we would like for you to hit those likes, please,
yep.
and get ready. We will be on the airways on Bantu FM airplay airtime, excuse me, Bantu FM airtime.pro.
Yep. Now,
Man, what's going on with you, brother?
not much, man.
All right.
So let's go ahead and get started with SmackDown as we will talk about the good, the bad, and the
What the what?
yeah. So let's go ahead and get this straight. Let's go ahead and go with the good things that happened on SmackDown because I know that we don't want to talk about that because my co-host gonna have a very big issue.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a nip shit.
And so just go ahead and prepare for the bad part. So let's talk about the good actually. So we want to start off with the Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose rivalry as they start off on Miz TV with John Morrison and the Miz. Pretty much having an interview with Mandy's hair that got cut off the last week episode. However, this really big guest was Sonya Deville. As she made a huge promo of how much she's still gonna do more damage to Mandy Rose in her career. Now, in this way, we believe it's the good because it's actually benefiting Sonya Deville a lot more.
Right. Her promo skills have gotten a whole lot better.
So much better. And I feel like, in a way, my coach might not agree. I feel like this could be a way to try to get Mandy Rose a little bit over. I know my co-host might not want Mandy Rose to win because how far she gotten compared to Sonya Deville.
Yeah, I don't want Sonya Deville to get knocked down.
But in a way, I feel like obviously this is gonna lead up to Mandy Rose, like the classic bully, rivalry and stuff like that. We definitely have not seen that in WWE. However, this whole situation actually benefit all the superstars who was involved: Sonya Deville, Mandy Rose, and also Heavy Machinery, because at least we get to see more of them and finally get to see more of Mr. Money in the Bank too. Finally, even though
And they need to take it off of him, but
I know he was much gonna say
that's
yeah. But also it also benefits Miz and Morrison too. So with that, that was pretty good. As we also like to talk about another good thing, the SmackDown Tag Team title picture actually. So I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of Cesaro and Shinsuke separately, singles career and them together actually. At first I was kind of weirded out, but I actually enjoy it. Actually, at least they're doing a lot more with Cesaro and Shinsuke.
You know what? Cesaro is the modern day Arn Anderson.
Pretty much.
Tag team.
17. I mean, not 17. 7-time tag team champion, former U.S. champion. As Shinsuke was a former Intercontinental champion, former U.S. champion, former current tag team champion, the king of Extreme Rules, winning every title he holds Extreme Rules pretty much. But I like the fact that pushing them along with pushing another tag team also known as pretty much Lucha House Party, Mesa Dorado, and Grandmaster Lee. However, I'm also kind of questioning a little bit. I know this is outside what we're talking about, but Kalisto. What's up with that?
I don't know.
I mean, we don't want to get it. What do you? Let me tell me. What do you guys think? What about Kalisto? What's going on with Kalisto situation? However,
First of all, man, they in a way
I don't know.
they need to move the guy to NXT away from the rest of the Lucha House Party.
Kalisto's not a bad wrestler. I mean, don't get me wrong.
He's too small.
I really wish the US title run was better though. It was out of nowhere the fact he got the title. To be honest, that's pretty out of nowhere. But in a way, I feel like the SmackDown Tag Team title picture is pretty good. I see them making Lince Dorado and Grandma's League a lot more serious than like being all fun party and stuff like that. But they're still doing the character, doing the lucha party and stuff like that. But they're getting more serious about the SmackDown Tag Team title picture, which I like.
Right.
As we want to talk about the next and last good thing about this show on SmackDown was Big
E.
Our boy, the muscle of New Day, Big E. He didn't really do much tonight. However, though, he did make a good promo. It was a pretty good interview, a good promo actually. The fact, how he had his boys behind his back, helping him out, supporting him and stuff like that. Now he feel like, he's ready. He's ready to be back on his own again.
And I think he needs to win that Money in the Bank off of Otis,
or win the Intercontinental Champion again, have a better run, a good run with it.
Yes.
I mean, what other person can beat AJ Styles title who's like good to be on their own. I mean, I wouldn't mind saying Jeff Hardy too, but this is gonna lead up to the bad part where we get to Jeff Hardy. As we want to talk about the bad.
Oh man, the bad is dang near the whole rest of the show.
We want so the
SmackDown
bad,
was bad.
let's talk about the bad. We'll talk about the Riddle and Corbin along with the Hardy and Sheamus
Oh my
situation.
goodness.
The show started off with Matt Riddle taking on Sheamus, which at the end of the match, Shorty G, known as Chad Gable, which he killed that name now, attacked Matt Riddle, which led to Sheamus losing the match, which he got was furious. However, the plan of Chad Gable attacking Matt Riddle failed because he got beat down by Matt Riddle, let alone got bro kicked twice by Sheamus. Along with that, later that night, Sheamus actually confronted Corbin about the situation, which Corbin came back at him saying if it wasn't for him going to get Jeff Hardy, he would knock Sheamus down. However, at the match, Corbin and Jeff Hardy went at it, which Sheamus bro kicked Jeff Hardy, which led to Corbin and Sheamus having a matchup, which Matt Riddle came out of nowhere, came on springboard inside the ring out of nowhere to distract Corbin, with Sheamus hitting the bro kick with the 1-2-3. That whole situation was a complete mess. The fact that
It is.
like all the wins pretty much like based on interruptions and stuff like that, and then like leading to two other people fighting. It was really
And
bad.
WWE has been doing it a little bit too much lately.
Yeah.
Well, they have these false finishes. They have these finishes based on disqualifications that has nothing to do even do with the match. It's getting crazy.
But along with that, another bad thing that, well, to my co-host in a way, to me, I don't know how I feel about this one, but Bayley and Sasha were told to come to the ring for a video segment with Stephanie McMahon. Now, we do know that it will be the Empress tomorrow. Asuka taking on Sasha Banks. Well, taking on Bayley on Raw. And if she wins, she pretty much goes against Sasha Banks at SummerSlam. But on Bayley's side of things, it's kind of hard to tell who will be her next contender for the SmackDown Women's Champion. Personally, well, hold on, before I say it. Pretty much this ended the segment, which Stephanie McMahon says that, hey, we're gonna have a triple branded battle royal, which means all the women of Raw, SmackDown, and NXT will fight in a battle royal, and the winner will get an opportunity for the NXT, well, I mean not NXT, the SmackDown Women's Champion at Bayley against Bayley at SummerSlam, which to me, it's kind of hard to how I feel about this one, but to me, it's pretty obvious who I feel, and it's pretty obvious who we both feel should win this matchup. Actually, none other than the woman who really truly deserves it. Again, Naomi.
Yeah, I think Naomi deserves to win. Actually, I have a list of people who I can see winning. Naomi actually could do
I
it.
mean, I'll pick anybody. No offense, my bad. But I'll pick anybody besides the NXT superstar. No offense to NXT.
I think Shayna Baszler will be a good one to win it. I thought
they're gonna wait for on the Raw one title instead.
Right. Bianca Belair would actually be a good one to win it, but it wouldn't be a good idea because they're trying to keep the married couple together on the same show.
Well, wait, that don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing because let's be honest.
But I'm just saying what they've been doing lately.
I mean, I get what you're trying to say, but I mean, at this point, it don't mean nothing since they have everybody.
Yeah, everybody on the same. Yeah, on every brand on the same thing now.
So,
if there was an NXT star to win it, who could it be?
I would say Rhea Ripley over. I would say I'd rather have Rhea Ripley because at least at this point she pretty much did everything in NXT at this point, and NXT UK too.
You got me looking like Shelton Benjamin on those promos that time when they have saying
I still question about
what
that.
were they going with that storyline?
I don't know, man. I don't.
But yeah, Rhea Ripley, I think.
I don't like. It might be like, what is he thinking? Like, is he thinking like to get something to eat or something like that? Like, what was he? I don't know. But let's get to the WTL.
Man, what the what?
Oh, SmackDown on Fox. As we want to talk about Wyatt versus Strowman 3.
What the devil?
Happened on that exactly. Happening at SummerSlam. And we weren't surprised when the rivalry first started. We already knew, hey, it's gonna be 3 matches. Cause like imagine we see the World Bray Wyatt go at it. Like we already knew the bit part 3 to it.
Okay.
However, the bigger problem was the fact that last week on SmackDown, we know that Alexa Bliss and had an encounter with the Fiend, which she was actually the first woman who had an encounter with the Fiend, which she took a mandible claw by the Fiend, which was pretty sad.
Why is she in the storyline? I know it's
Because
like
it was fortunate. Because like no wonder why they had, because it had Bliss in the Extreme Rules match. That match at Extreme Rules, and that pretty much foreshadowed like what happened to Bliss, at the moment.
I still don't get it storyline wise between Bray Wyatt and
But yeah, but before,
I can see if she was somebody um near and dear to Braun Strowman, but
I mean, he kind of was actually, like when you get really into it. However, man, let's talk about last week though. The fact that when they had as storyline was they had Bray Wyatt, get Bliss, for those who don't know, uh there was a website called charge.org. I mean, what was it, change.org?
change.org.
Yeah, change.org.
And it's a very good website now.
When you try to do, petition for like, serious things that happen in the world, so that, maybe fundraising or something like that. However, there was this one this petition that interests me when I first noticed about this. It was called a Justice for Alexa Bliss petition. As it says, and I quote, it says, on the July 31st edition on SmackDown, SmackDown, our hero Alexa Bliss was assaulted by a thug named Bray Wyatt. The reason for this is to see the criminal brought to justice. Please sign this to see our queen brought get the justice she deserves. It literally says that, and from this from the image from what I see, it has 64 people signed it.
And it's sad because like you shouldn't be using websites like that for garbage. And I'm not calling wrestling garbage, but there are serious things going on in the world that need to be challenged. And change.org shouldn't be used for things. And what they're gonna have to do, they're gonna have to start and I hate they have to start looking into every um message or anything like that. But because when they start looking at messages, that mean they can kick some of anything out then. But
That's true.
you have to watch out with this silliness.
Yeah, for me, like for me, it's two types of people. There's two types of people in wrestling, outside of wrestling. You have fans, you have wrestling fans, and you have non-wrestling fans. Now, in this type of situation, I feel like I'm pretty sure a wrestling fan did this, obviously.
Right.
See, because non-wrestling now, if it's a non-wrestling fan, I feel like they need to chill the f out for real though, because like you need to start taking storylines like this so serious, which I don't understand why.
Well, I'm gonna tell you what. Remember now, fan is short for fanatic,
That's
and
true.
when you have somebody acting like a fanatic, you can go a little bit overboard with the craziness and stuff like that. You
Yeah,
take those things a little bit too serious. You have football fans that take things way, way too serious,
yeah,
like want to fight people over a game.
yeah. So, but like, I'm pretty sure there was a actual wrestling fan who did this one because you can tell based on
Hmm.
the words. So for wrestling fans, man, you guys really that's you. To be honest, you guys should know better for real though. As wrestling fans do this type of stuff, for real though. But we don't want to like have a whole lecture about that type of stuff. Just people around the world who's wrestling fan, like you can't do this type of stuff.
Yeah, be good.
Like you guys should know better to do this type of stuff.
Make a change.
Like non if it were a non wrestling fan, like you don't have to like the sport, but you gotta respect who the people who work so hard to do this
Right.
type of stuff. You like not only just the wrestlers who take time up from their family 365 days a year, but you also gotta respect the writers. The head. You gotta respect them too. Cause
Yeah.
they try to put in, they try to give the people like us, wrestling fans, wrestling fanatics, like entertainment. So, but from that, Wyatt and Strowman, SummerSlam Part 3, as we know that Alexa Bliss was about to get a mandible claw again, as she actually moved Wyatt's hand away and actually kind of gave him I don't know what you can say. Like she pretty much wrote like
Roll the side of his face or something
I don't
like
know
that.
what was that. I don't know. It seemed like
I don't know.
this could be a
Dude,
sign.
man, get the devil
This
out of
could
here
be a
with that
sign.
crap,
This could
man.
be a sign for Sister
I didn't
Abigail.
like that doggone match at the pay per view.
This could be
The horror show
this
thing.
could be a sign for Sister Abigail to come inside of Alexa Bliss and see how this go down. So I'm pretty sure, and now that Braun Strowman said he don't care about Alexa Bliss, I'm assuming this could be the reason why he wins the title, obviously. So good luck to you, Strowman, because you're not gonna win. As we like to talk about the last thing of the show, as we know at the end, it was heavy machinery take on Miz and Morrison in a tag team matchup, which it ended up in disqualification because of Mandy Rose's return. However, that's not the true story, as the lights had blacked out, which a faction that we were introduced to on Raw also with I don't know what the heck that was about, but they came back out known as Retribution, which are 5 members. Pretty much, as far as we learned from tonight, it was 2 women and pretty much 3 men.
Please don't let it be like Aces and Eights.
And I'm not a huge fan of it from what I saw on SmackDown because it's like they were trying to reminisce something that happened 10 years ago, 10 years of next. Like they're trying to reminisce Nexus when they trying to like beat down everybody and tear down the whole arena and stuff. Like I felt that's kind of disrespectful for a little bit because it wasn't that great at all, honestly. So all they just did was like beat down the folks who were actually wrestlers instead of beating down like commentators and stuff. Like, cause I mean that one guy almost like hit Corey Graves that bad for real. Corey Graves got lucky, for one thing. As far as who we think about this group, I don't like the group so far. So far, I don't like the group. I don't like the fact that
I like Chelsea Green.
I mean, that's who we think.
Even though she wouldn't fit in with anything like that to me, because she seemed more like a glamour
type wrestler, more than like a rebelish type character.
Right.
But then again, Hot Mess, Chelsea, well, no, even Hot Mess wasn't like that. Even when she was the Hot Mess, she wasn't like that though.
Yeah. Then you have
possibly. Well, before we get to him, Vanessa Bourne,
and it don't seem like she would be in a group like that.
Well, I mean, she is a bad. She is not a bad girl. So, I mean, this is a woman who should have been part of the roster since January, but been held off a little bit. A lot, actually, been held off a lot. So for I can see it. I can see just both of them actually. I don't know. However, the men now there have been certain rumors that maybe a certain man known as Dominic Dijakovic. Now, if you look at the members real good, none of them aren't that really tall.
Right. And Donovan Dijakovic is a really, really tall fella.
But the guy who chased Corey Graves, when he was like screaming, it's like he did sound like Dijakovic though, which is pretty crazy. So we don't know how this is gonna work out for Retribution. So I'm looking forward to see what Retribution got in store for next week. Actually, I'm looking forward to what they're gonna do. I'm doubt they're gonna do something for NXT, but I'm looking forward to see what Retribution got for Raw. So, but that's what we think about the good, the bad, and the WTW and SmackDown. As we're gonna talk about Monday Night Raw.
Well, what I got out of Monday Night Raw, they did, even though it was most of Raw was stupid, but at least they did advance the Hurt business.
Yeah. Okay. For one thing, the way I thought when they said it was a hurricane and stuff like that at the beginning of the show, I was like, man, they should not have the show. But they kept on with the show, and then MVP lost to Apollo Crews, which led to Apollo Crews being the undisputed United States champion, really, winning both titles.
Okay, promo by
MVP.
Great promo by MVP.
The fact that he believes that this Retribution group doing all this BS and stuff that causing his matches like that, and he demands a rematch. And SummerSlam. Obviously, I'm not one with seeing MVP, but I respect them though. I respect the Hurt business. Actually.
Yeah. I love
and I actually believe that he deserves his rematch.
I think I was saying promo by Apollo Crews. I think he getting better with promos. Stop smiling so much.
I mean,
I know it's a happy moment. Don't get me wrong.
I mean,
but he's too smiley.
I mean, I can understand how you feel about that. I can understand how you feel. However, you can't beat that. However, look, got an undisputed U.S. champ and stuff like that. However, let's move on from the U.S. champion to tag team title. We know that Angela Dawkins went against Angel Garza, as we saw Andrade, and went against Montez
I didn't even want to talk about that. It's garbage, man. They should have kept it off of TV. Somebody poisoned somebody. Really?
Well, I mean, I thought it was real. I thought it was real at first when it first happened.
No, when it first happened outside the ring,
I thought it was real.
I thought he did have a stroke or something like that.
I thought he had like a hot flash or something like that because he was sweating really hard. Hot flash. I don't know, man. He was sweating real hard. He was sweating really hard before on the promo.
Okay.
But either way,
but see, reason why I knew it was fake, when they said they had the medical staff check on him during the commercial break, and then he got rid of Rouse's own match. I said, no, if you got somebody going to fall out, no matter what's going on, they're gonna they're not gonna let them wrestle.
Yeah, you're right. For me, obviously, I think both even what was the matches and then all that, it wasn't that great. However, I do like the fact they finally bring Bianca Belair back into the game actually, because actually they've been doing this I don't know why they stopped doing it too. The fact that like they had Bianca Belair getting involved and then they just stopped a little bit showing her with the Zelina Vega situation.
Mm-hmm.
So I like the fact that bringing Bianca Belair back into the game actually.
Right, I love it. I think Zelina Vega, she don't have to be a full-time wrestler, but I think she should wrestle more. She was pretty good on Impact Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't care too much for because it's just too much. That what friends are for type stuff with the Riot Squad members.
Yes, I understand how you feel.
It's too touchy feely.
Talking about for Liz Morgan and Ruby Riott.
Right.
But also, we see that the Iconics, have an issue with this, and then the fact they, slap Kevin Owens. Now they had a tag team title match. Now they're back on down. Riot Squad's back in the game.
Really, another thing I did like the challenge from Kevin Owens to Orton this week.
Wait, hold
and
on.
I think that should be a pretty decent match.
Yeah. So however, back to the Riot Squad thing. I like the fact, but I like the fact that they're doing so much with the women now. Riot Squad. The Iconics. Bianca Belair's back. Shayna Baszler's back on TV a lot more. They got Bayley and Sasha like still running the whole dang show. Both shows at that fact.
Yeah, NXT women are doing okay. Yeah. I think it's some women they should push over others. I don't really agree with the shots at Blackheart being pushed, and they like Hartwell. For some reason they like Hartwell a little bit.
I like it too. I mean, it is so far she's not much of a good heel at the moment.
I think right now they really need to be pushing Carter and Casey
Catanzaro.
Yeah, Casey Catanzaro. You need to be pushing those too, especially toward the tag team titles. You need to get Big Mommy Cool more experience in the ring. She's okay, but she just need a little bit more experience. She's better than Hartwell.
However, but that's NXT though. But like, we got, but that's NXT though.
Yeah.
I mean, but back on Raw, for those who don't know.
Oh, I would like to see a big push for Mercedes Martinez. That's another person now. That's another after Rhea Ripley. That can be a woman I can see winning that battle royal.
That's right now. So
get out of here, man.
Back on Raw, we do know that Vince McMahon's a huge fan of like Bayley, which is the reason why they got a good run right now. He's also a big fan of Peyton Royce, which is why Iconics been getting over, along with Bianca Belair, who's also being on TV a lot more. But however, back to Bayley and Sasha though, we do know there was a Sasha versus Shayna match, and from what I hear, that Shayna actually saved Sasha Banks.
Yeah, for breaking her arm.
Yeah, so that was good on Shayna. I really appreciate someone like Shayna who actually cares about so much about other wrestlers and stuff.
Because if that had been Nia Jax, she would have rolled over on that bad boy.
Exactly. People, yeah.
Now, they say that Nia is being suspended indefinitely. I don't think she's suspended indefinitely. I think what they're doing without saying it, that they're putting her kind of back into the training center just for more training.
It's really stupid.
And to help to save face, they just saying, "Oh, she."
It's a really stupid way to get up, like just to do that. Really, honestly.
Because who was Pat Buck? Who? I mean, nobody even knows the guy.
I mean, dude, like Kurt Hawkins a little bit. I'm just looking at the guy, man, before though. But he.
And then how did he have authority? And see, here's the thing: how did he have authority to suspend somebody?
I do not know. However,
see, that's dumb.
I don't know how that.
You're gonna bring somebody on TV for the first time, and he just suspends somebody.
I don't know how that would go down. However, how about this? Let's talk about Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton. McIntyre, Randy Orton. I like the fact that it was a great promo between McIntyre, and it was a good combat, a rebuke by Randy Orton. Actually, it was pretty good. I like that. Right,
Drew's skills on the mic are really, really good. As a matter of fact, he's good all the way around, and I hate that he's the champion during the pandemic era.
Yeah, exactly, because man, it's gonna suck. Like I said that from the beginning.
And it's really gonna suck. You're right.
It really sucks the fact that like he's gonna, because like everybody knew he was gonna win the title, but it was gonna suck that like no one was gonna be there.
See, and then here's the funny thing about it: by the time he loses the title, the pandemic gonna be over.
And then what sucks? It's like as soon as like fans gonna come back, I bet people gonna like kind of boo him a little bit because folks not gonna be a fan of him no more.
It can happen.
Yeah, because like,
or WWE's gonna be concentrating on somebody else, like maybe Roman when the pandemic starts kind of getting over. Roman Reigns will be back.
Yeah.
You have other wrestlers who might be pushed for, like Kevin Owens, because they just holding on to that Kevin Owens push in the bag.
Yeah.
but they still really high on Kevin Owens. And so, he might get pushed back to the back burner.
However,
Oh, Bobby Lashley, he's
I
still
mean,
out there.
yeah. At this point though, and I really hope. Put this thing out. I just really hope like they stick to the draft and start having all these folks like cross brands and stuff, all this stuff.
Well, they haven't been doing too much cross brand. Most of the cross brand been with the women.
I still don't care. I don't care. Like even with the women, they need to start doing it. However, with Drew McIntyre, I believe this promo because that point when he said like, "Oh, Randy Orton has been fired multiple times." Really, it should have. Really.
What I do believe though? I do believe they don't need 2 world championships for the women. I think they should have a women intercontinental title and a women's world title and a women's tag title.
I can't say
it
that.
will be more competitive in wrestling when you have one title. Just like the men. If the men had 1 world title, it would seem more competitive.
That's true too, because I mean, by this point, it's showing who's the best in the world in the brand. That's what they got Survivor Series for, honestly. But
your world champion should be just like in the territory, but we'll get on that another time.
I mean, let's talk. I don't want to get to 24/7 championship stuff.
Now, one thing, toward the end, we found something, a story that was very strange.
Yeah.
And
wait. Before we get to that, what about Dominic and Rollins? Dominic after 15 years.
Now that was a good part on Raw.
After 15 years since he appeared on SummerSlam for the custody of Dominic match between Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero,
and he was involved in the match.
Which I still believe was one of the greatest Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero matches. Now, 15 years later, Dominic has his first ever match at SummerSlam against Rollins, but I think this is gonna be a good way for. And actually, he was really good. He actually showed that he was besides from what he was in Survivor Series 2019 to like now, he actually proved a lot more.
Right.
From the 619, I mean,
I think really tell you the truth, I think he was kind of nervous.
Yeah, it was such a big spot inside that age. But I feel like in this match, Rollins gonna help him out a lot more. I feel like he's not gonna get over that much, but I feel like Rollins gonna help him through the match, like with Ronda Rousey, But I feel like this will be pretty good. I think the match is gonna be.
I think it's gonna be a good match. I think it's gonna be one of those things where Rollins kind of beats him down to the whole match.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, Dominic surprises him with some moves, and he can't believe it. And then come close to winning. And then Seth Rollins kind of takes over and win the match clean.
Honestly, I would love for the match to be since they did a custody match 15 years back.
Will you get out of here?
What do they do? What do they do if Dominic loses? He joined the group.
Wait a minute. Okay. I can get that. I can get with that. I thought you were gonna say something, try to say something funny, man.
I was just saying. I mean, it only makes
like
sense.
Fight for the custody of Buddy Murphy or something.
I'm over it now. I'm over this now already. But I mean, I feel like thinking about this Dominic. If he loses, he can join the group. I mean, this would be a great way to get over.
Yeah, it would be.
However, let's move on from that. As you were trying to say about the next thing that happens.
All right, we jumped from something very funny to a very bad situation. We have a wrestler by the name of Marty Janetty. Some of your old school fans might know him from teaming up with Shawn Michaels in the tag team, The Rockers. This is one of the greatest tag teams to never win a World Tag Team Championship.
Actually, wait, hold on. To be honest, when he said that, I thought he was going to talk about Raw Underground when he said a bad situation. But then again, this is a really bad situation, so you might want to hear this one out. But for everybody in life, sorry for interrupting you. But for anybody in life, you gotta listen to this story actually.
All right.
But this is something very serious, especially for the younger people in life, to be honest.
Right. And see, what ended up happening was a 13-year-old, he wrote in his Twitter account, or Facebook, whatever it was, that he had been violated when he was younger at the age of 13. He said the guy grabbed him from where he was at and took him into a back alley. And he basically said, you know what happened after that? And he said, that's when he ended a man's life. He said that's when he made a man disappear. And I'm like, dog, what did he mean made a man disappear? And he then turned around and named a lake that the man in the river, Chattahoochee River. And it's like, wow, he's naming details and stuff now. And so basically he's saying he got violated and in some kind of way he got the hands up on the dude some kind of way. I don't know what he did at the age of 13 to get hands up on the dude. Maybe he had a weapon on him. Maybe there was a broken ball or something in the alley he stabbed him with or something. But I'm just speculating. But he really said he ended a man's life. He said he made him disappear, and basically said he drove him to the Chattahoochee River, and the police after that he made another um message on social media saying that he's sorry that he hurt his one of his ex-girlfriends. But the police came knocking on the door the next day because you can't make statements like that, man. They came knocking at the door and they want to know where the body at, or was it really a body? And now with Marty Janetty, you have to watch out because he is, and I'm not trying to talk bad about people because everybody had those struggles. I had my struggles with alcohol, and you have people who have struggles with drugs and stuff like that. And he has gotten on social media and stuff like that, saying some off the wall stuff. Like the girl, he thought for years was his daughter. Come to find out when they did a test, DNA test, it wasn't his daughter. He was like, "Would it be okay to try to sleep with her?" And you like, wait a minute, dude. Are you this let girl been your daughter for years? Why? How can you think of her in that way? And so, what we're saying is say this. Apparently, he's been damaged by the situation that he was in when he was a kid. Let's not that now. That's one thing that's not disputable. Um, if you are a young person out there or any kind of age that gets violated, please go tell somebody. Please, there's somebody you could talk to, or go to somebody who will listen, that will listen. And just because you're a young man and it happens to you, you're no less than a man. All right, you're no less than a man. You are more of a man if you go tell it.
Yeah. So, um, see, I don't obviously I knew about the story too, but like I think for me, I feel like for me it wasn't great for me to tell the story. And then it's rather have like an adult tell the story better, honestly. Cause at least someone like me, I can still learn that kind of lesson. Actually, I mean, people like way old, like maybe like 10 years older than me can still learn that lesson actually.
Right.
So I feel like it was better for like an adult to tell a lesson. I'm happy that my co-host told this story. For me, for my reaction to the story, man, I just felt like with this type of situation, I wouldn't, especially as old as Marty Janetty is, man. I feel like I understand where you came from telling the story, but at the same time, I just feel like I wouldn't tell it either, cause like I don't know, it's a hard decision for me whether I would tell her or not, man.
Right.
So
And with Marty Janetty now, you never can tell. For some reason, I kind of believe it's for real a little bit, but I think it was one of those situations where he was high or he was drunk and he just got on the computer and started typing the situation that happened in his life. He probably was, feeling kind of down,
yeah,
and he just told it. And like I said, don't let stuff drive you to that because his wrestling career could have been a whole lot better. He could be a Shawn Michaels or a legend like that,
yeah,
but he let the drugs mess his life up. But the drugs really didn't mess his life up. That ordeal he went through when he was a kid messed his life up,
yeah,
and he allowed it to. You got to get this stuff out of your system. You can't let nobody uh, uh, bad juju, bad karma rub off on you. Man, go tell somebody. And
yeah,
I can't say it enough to y'all younger people, man. And that's what and especially young men. I'm not saying young girls or whatever. I'm just saying young men. Please go tell it because we have a habit of not going to tell things like that,
yeah,
and it damages us for life. You need to get, and we need to get help when
yeah,
stuff like that happen to us. We need to get professional help, so we can get back into the world and learn to love ourselves again. Because you can't tell me that you love yourself after an ordeal like that because you feel like you less than that because a person made you feel that way.
Yeah.
So I was just telling you about that because I've ran into that, you know, a lot of times being around kids, you know, my parent being the foster parent
Yeah.
and seeing things like that and being a teacher also, you know.
So as we went from a alcoholic rocker, we want to move back to the main event of Raw.
Yeah, let's go to the main event of
To a
Raw.
booming. We went from an alcoholic rocker, no offense, to a booming business. As we know,
And business is good.
And business is good actually. We want to talk about the debut of something new that happened on Raw. As we know that Shane McMahon was coming back, and we thought he was gonna come back to the Kevin. Well, I thought he would come back for the Kevin Owens show, but he introduced something called Raw Underground, which is pretty much the Fight Club of WWE, pretty much.
Right.
We bear witness some people, as we saw, Bubba Tonda. I'm not gonna recognize his new name now, but Bubba Tonda. You know, if you don't know him, you know, watch the main event movie from Netflix. You know him. He pretty much wrestled a jabroni pretty much, and after that, I mean, pretty much after that, the second time they went to cut to Raw Underground, they had Viking Raider member Eric fight another fight some other jabroni also. Um, but the biggest thing about it was that uh, you know, the Hurt Business. Woo! Now, obviously, the Hurt Business didn't really have a good night that night. However, they showed that business was straight up booming in the main event.
Yes,
Now we
they
did.
did.
We know the MVP lost the United States title match. Okay, we do know that Shelton Benjamin lost the 24/7 title. I like the fact that Shelton Benjamin did try to make the title look relevant. Actually, I like the fact that they trying to make the title look more relevant. Now they actually have an actual match for it. But the Ninja thing need to chill out though. But with all that badness, man, the Hurt Business can't be hurt. They can't be hurt. They're called the Hurt Business. They're the reason why. They're the best thing going on for Raw, really. Besides Sasha and Bailey, they're the best thing going on for the men's division. So the Hurt Business shit was booming, and the business is good. As they destroy 3 men and the rest of the members who's part of Raw Underground. You know, they beat some guys down. So I think the one thing I hated was like seeing NXT superstar Dio Madden. I really hated,
Hey, he got punished by Shelton
I
Benjamin.
really hate the fact Dio someone like the title of Dio Madden got punked up, man. But you know, hey, that's what happens when you come across the Hurt Business, man.
But you know, some all jokes aside, it made sense because all of them are legitimate fighters. You know, MVP got that judo background.
Yeah, and I don't like the fact people keep on forgetting about Shelton Benjamin. Now, Shelton Benjamin's done a lot more than you think he did. Like
Right.
he ain't just like some background guy.
He's a world class athlete. Matter of fact, he's one of the top track stars in the nation when he was at the University of Minnesota, and then he was a top flight. He was a top flight wrestler, and he trained Brock Lesnar when Brock Lesnar first came to the university.
I don't know why people. I'm sorry for interrupting. But
Minnesota.
I really hate. Yeah, Minnesota, and I really hate when people keep on disregarding Shelton Benjamin like that because people think, oh, like Brock Lesnar's the bigger deal than Shelton Benjamin. Like Shelton Benjamin's done a lot more than you think he did, really. And I like the fact he's part of the Hurt Business now, man.
And then let's not talk about, man, that goddamn that doggone Bobby Lashley.
The almighty Bobby Lashley. Let's put that in respect. The almighty.
The got like one of the most the biggest streak, you know, pin streaks in Army wrestling.
Exactly.
MMA.
Exactly.
I mean, he the NAIA champion. Yep. So shoot.
No one can beat the Hurt Business, man. And I like the fact that the Hurt Business actually beat everybody else around the Raw Underground arena, actually. So I like that. So I'm looking forward to how next week go down. Cause I feel like Raw Underground is not gonna last long.
I don't think so.
I feel like maybe give it 2 months. My co-host claimed like give it 1 month, but I say give it 2 months to actually see how this go down.
It might go 2 months.
I don't know how. I feel like this is gonna be lead to where I really feel like this. If they really did this, I feel like this could lead to Brock Lesnar and Bobby Lashley. But I feel like obviously Brock Lesnar not fall through with it. So, but I feel like this definitely gonna fall through with Bobby Lashley being the king of Raw Underground pretty much. Well, the Hurt Business being the kings of Raw Underground. So,
are we ever gonna get that Brock Lesnar?
Bobby Lashley? We're never. However, I'll leave it to my co-host with the ending, as I like to say, Don't forget, guys, NXT Takeover will happen on August 22nd, and SummerSlam happens the next night on the 23rd. And don't forget about AEW All Out on September 5th. And also, don't forget that we'll have a watch party for an NXT Takeover matchup, and also we'll be watching a classic SummerSlam matchup. We don't know what exactly it could be, so I would like for you guys to give us suggestions at the comment of what would you like to see. What NXT Takeover match would you like us to see? Specifically, a SummerSlam weekend takeover, more specifically Brooklyn maybe matchup. As well as see, give us a suggestion for a SummerSlam matchup to watch. You know, we'll probably just like go for a vote maybe, or not vote, probably like do a poll maybe. You know, just write down a list of matches and do a poll on it maybe. I don't know. However, I'll leave with my co-host with for
Hey, like I said, please subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Hit the likes. Please hit the likes, y'all. We're getting pretty good amount of views. Hit the likes. Also, tune in to bantufm.airtime.pro to hear us on that network starting next week. We finally got it together. We finally got on the rotation. That's bantufm.airtime.pro.
Yep.
And for my host,
Yep.
Jay, where you stop? Let's get out of here. One love, people. Have a good night.
Yep.